to listen to me.
Okay, I'm listening.
Sweetheart, let me handle it.
The Boogeyman is a 2023 American supernatural horror film. Yes, of this year, which is directed by Rob Savage. It is based on the 1973 short story of the same name by Stephen King. This film received mixed reviews from critics and has grossed $64 million worldwide. Well, let's see if this movie matches your horror level or not. And I will share my opinion at the end, but want to hear yours too. Let's get straight into it. The movie starts off in a nursery where an innocent baby cries out into the darkness. Suddenly, the door eerily creaks open. As the camera zooms in on a seemingly harmless family photograph, suddenly blood splatters across the picture. This isn't gonna be your typical bedtime story. Then the scene cuts to a young girl named Sadie. She cautiously opens a closet door, only to find her late mother's dress. Her whole family is dealing with their mother's death. Her little sister, Sawyer, is no stranger to fear either. She sleeps with a moon-shaped light, desperately avoiding the darkness due to her phobia. Their dad, Will, well, he's a therapist. Out of nowhere, a man named Lester Billings makes an unannounced visit to see Will. Being an understanding therapist, he agreed to talk to him and record their session. Turns out, Lester is no ordinary visitor. He's the man from that blood-splattered photo from the starting of the movie. He gave Will a drawing made by one of his kids, depicting the very entity responsible for their untimely demise. Spooky, right? Meanwhile, Sadie, dealing with grief, comes home after a rough day at school. Some mean kids made her spill something on herself. As she goes on about her chores, she senses someone hiding. What's that lurking in the shadows? Curiosity leads her to her late mother's studio, where she opens the closet door. Suddenly, her dad Will appears, concerned about her well-being. Together, they turn on the closet lights, and what they discover is beyond. Lester hanging lifeless from the closet door. Sadie's scream fills the air, and fear takes over. After that terrifying incident, she wants to talk to her dad about her mom, but Will, dealing with his own pain, avoids the subject. It is a tough situation, and even a therapist like Will struggles with his own inner demons. Sawyer also starts seeing strange things in her room and tells Sadie. The sisters attend therapy to deal with their grief and Sawyer's fear of the dark. As Sadie finds evidence like a recording of Lester's therapy session and creepy drawing of the entity, she starts to believe Sawyer's claims. Determined to protect her family, she seeks out Rita, the last surviving member of the Billings family. She knows the entity haunting them is known as the Boogeyman, and they are also in danger. It was discovered that this entity only targets families facing traumas, like Will's family who lost their mom, and the Billings who lost their first child. It took the lives of 2 more Billings children. Now, Sadie discovers the Boogeyman's presence in their house. She's trying to explain this to her father. While Will tries to understand, the Boogeyman almost kills Sawyer. After witnessing her unconscious on the floor, Will is still in denial about the supernatural forces haunting them. Seriously, Will, how many spooky encounters will it take for you to believe? Frustrated, she seeks refuge with Rita again, who happens to have a master plan to put an end to the Boogeyman. But hold on, because this plan requires some serious bait. Rita, being the clever lady she is, decides to tie up Sadie in a room without telling her and plunges her into darkness. Why, you ask? Well, they've gathered that this Boogeyman character is scared of the light. With the trap set, things seem to be going according to plan. When it gets caught, it's a suspenseful moment and you can almost taste victory in the air. Rita shoots at it, but the spirit, being a spirit, rises from the dead. Poor Rita doesn't stand a chance, becoming a victim of the very creature she was trying to defeat. Meanwhile, Sadie manages to free herself and escapes the house. As she races against time to save her family, in a desperate battle, Will sustains severe injuries, but the brave sisters stand their ground. Sadie finds herself pushed to the floor by the Boogeyman, who attempts to extract her soul, with its dirty hands emerging from his mouth. Horrifying. In a bustle, their lights turn off and darkness is all around. But they find her mother's pocket lighter and gather around it, which mysteriously burns brighter than ever. In actuality, her mother's spirit was helping them. Then they devise a plan to ignite the Boogeyman using a spray. Unfortunately, the spray runs out, but Sawyer stumbles upon some oil in the room and burns the creature with it. So this was a quick recap of our spooky movie. Honestly, this movie is not as scary as I thought, but okay. So what movie shall we unravel next? Leave a comment below and make sure to subscribe to our channel for more bone-chilling story recaps.